Call of Duty, a video game that we've all probably known and played for a long time. A game that I've enjoyed for a long time, and probably it's honestly one of my first video games I've ever played. It's fun, interactive, and then you had the campaigns and the multiplayer. Sometimes they even had a multiplayer campaign or new missions like special ops that you and your friends can do together. Why am I going to talk about why Call of Duty has kind of gone down the drain? So if you're watching any of the clips that I'm playing, it's from me playing the beta of Modern Warfare 3. And one of the things you may notice is it looks exactly like Modern Warfare 2. There's nothing's different. It's all the same. A lot of the guns are similar, if not the same. It's disappointing. It's honestly kind of disappointing, and one of the things I was kind of worried about was the campaign. Because for me, I love playing the campaigns. The campaigns is one of the main things I do when I play these games. I decide to go, take a couple hours out of my day to play the campaign, and sometimes I try to finish it in one go, and other times I have to break it up. But in Modern Warfare 2, the campaign took me about 7 hours. That was my first playthrough, never played it before at all. And without giving any spoilers about Modern Warfare 3 campaign, because I pre-ordered it, I got the early access on November 2nd, which is the day I'm doing this. It took me 4 hours, basically. 4.5 hours, maybe, at the most. Which was kind of disappointing for me, as someone who really does enjoy the campaigns in this game. And one of the other things that was kind of a disappointment in this campaign that I played, and I finished in 4 hours, was the fact that there were missions where I kind of had to make up my own thing to get to the objectives, kind of like the special ops missions in the previous Modern Warfare games, which they can be fun. You kind of have to figure out your own way there and get your guns and figure out what you're gonna do, but it just kind of felt lazy. And I get it, a lot of these newer games are more promoting to live service because that's what they're for, that's what they need. That's what's gonna make them the most money, and I do get it. It doesn't make it any less annoying to people who were excited for these campaigns. Like, I don't know. I really did enjoy Modern Warfare 2018, and that was one of the games that the campaign was awesome. It was thorough. I could follow the story and what was happening. But then there was a few times with the new ones where I was like, okay, like I know what's happening. I've played Call of Duty since I was a kid, and I remember the stories and following through with everyone. And I'm just gonna say that I was kind of disappointed with this campaign. It was fun, don't get me wrong at all. It was enjoyable. I had fun with it, but it only was worth about 4 hours of the time that it took me to play it. And some of the missions I basically just kind of accidentally speed ran through because I could just get straight to the objectives. Given every time I do my first playthrough on these campaigns, I do regular or recruit, and then I go to hardened. I started a regular on this one, and I just kept it a regular the whole time. But it was definitely shorter. It was noticeably shorter. And I said 4.5 hours because it did take me about 20 minutes to install the campaign, even though I thought I'd already installed it. So I had to redo that, and then I hopped on it and had a few breaks where I'd use the bathroom or something and get something to drink or eat. But it was kind of disappointing, and I was kind of worried about it, and maybe I'm just kind of looking for things that are bad now, because that's kind of how it is. When you're looking for something bad, you're gonna find it. But I was very disappointed with these games. I love these games. I love Call of Duty so much. It's one of my favorite games. It's one of the games I probably spent most of my time on. But the story, it was good. I don't know. It's really annoying when games end on a cliffhanger, because it's like, okay, now I have to figure out what's gonna happen in the next one, or wait for the next one. So that's something I was like kind of worried about, because that's what they did with Modern Warfare 2, and without spoiling anything, that's kind of what they did with Modern Warfare 3 as well. Again, it's basically a reskin of Modern Warfare 2 with some new maps, guns, and like, which is cool, especially since I played these games when I was a kid, and like seeing these areas and like, oh my gosh, I remember being here, playing here, and you know, there's just so much. There's just so much that it's nice to have, but at the same time, I kind of wish for something different and new and entertaining. But like, what are we supposed to do? We're just the consumers, and I guess I'm feeding the machine at this point, because I keep paying for new games when it's basically the same game that they produced last year. That was another thing with Call of Duties, is they come out with a new game every year. And one of the things that I was kind of annoyed about when they announced Modern Warfare 3 was that until when they released Modern Warfare 2 back in November of last year, they said that they were going to take some time and just work on the one game. But I guess the response to the game was so bad that they, in February, I think it was February 22nd, if I remember right, they decided to go back on that, and they were going to make a new one. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I was kind of annoyed because I paid money for this game, and being kind of a broke college kid, it was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm gonna probably not get any more of these games after this on this point. I didn't get Cold War until later. I didn't get Vanguard at all. It's probably one of the worst ones that was released. And there's just so much that's not great with Call of Duty right now. They're releasing games, they're calling them new games, new finished games, and it's like, I don't know about that. And then they take away aspects that I like. I mean, the multiplayer is definitely fun, and probably the main moneymaker right now. You know, you can buy all the skins and everything, turning into like a little Fortnite thing where you can probably be anyone, and which is cool, and I get it. You know, they kind of want to adapt with the times, but at the same time, kind of just missing it. And I get that we're probably not going to get the same feelings that we did from the older ones, but it would be nice to play a game and be like, this is something new, this is different, this is, you know, it's a complete game. I don't have to think about the next one, or if there is a next one, make the story longer. Because the campaign only being about 3-4 hours is ridiculous. And I don't know if I just got through it really fast somehow. I did die a lot because I was like trying to figure things out at the same time, trying to kind of get where I needed to go. And they added a thing in the last game where you can like look at your objectives, but in this one you kind of like open a map, and I don't remember if you actually could do that in another one. I don't think you could. I think it was just kind of seeing where to go. And honestly, it was just kind of like the same old, you know? Which is fine, and I get it. It's like, it's hard to make a game like this where it's like every mission is completely different. I think there was a lot of missed opportunities with this new game. I think there was a lot of things they could have done better or differently. I definitely think that the campaign should have been longer and not really have ended the way it ended, and ended a little bit more being a little bit more satisfying. Because like Modern Warfare 2, even when it ended, it was like, oh, it's a cliffhanger. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen next, so we're gonna have to wait till the next game comes out. So then they release this one and they do the same thing, it's kind of annoying when you have to purchase a new game just to figure out the story, which is why I probably won't be buying the next one. I say that now, but you know, feeding the machine. Like, what am I gonna do to change it? I'm just a small YouTube college kid who doesn't do much. But yeah, I just kind of thought I'd give my thoughts. My last Call of Duty video did pretty good, all things considered. You know, 20 subscribers, 300 some views. Like, that was pretty cool. So I'm definitely worried and annoyed, and we'll see what happens in the next. Well, I guess it doesn't fully release until the 10th, which is 8 days from now, so over a week. and we'll see if it gets any better at all. See if the multiplayer is better. See if how good this open world zombies thing that they're doing is. I don't know. I'm worried about it. I'm also kind of nervous and excited about it. I mean, I love these games. I've played these games for so long. Basically, just since I was a kid. You know, my cousin would just give me a controller and I'd pretend to play with him and his friends when he was just really fun playing. And I am sick also, by the way, so I'm sorry about that. My voice is probably everywhere, but I did kind of want to just hop on and give my thoughts. I know it's a little dragged out and long, but I'm kind of frustrated. I'm annoyed at this point, just trying to figure out kind of what I need to do, because you know, games haven't been super like there have been some good games this year, but there's also been some not so great ones. And so far, Call of Duty is kind of in the middle of that tier. The beta when I played it was pretty fun. I did like the multiplayer aspects. I mean, there wasn't a lot of older maps, which was awesome to kind of see to go back to. But I don't know. I do kind of wish that they would come up with something new and different. And I think that they should have probably released what they call Modern Warfare 3 at the same time with Modern Warfare 2. Would have made the campaign about as long as the other one, because Modern Warfare 2, as I said, was like it took me 7 hours or so to complete it, 7.5 maybe. And this one took me almost half that, which is kind of ridiculous. It should not be taking me such a little time, but anyway, that was kind of just my thoughts, my feelings, my things about this game, my little opinion. If you have the game, awesome, play it, enjoy it, kind of get your thoughts out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!